Hello everybody, it's Saturday. So this week we're on part 2 of our 3-part experiment of defending your home, protecting your home, preparing your home. Okay. After last week's video, I had some comments about the video. Hey, you forgot to talk about this, or why didn't you mention this, or here's what I would have done, and that's great. All the feedback is great. One person actually had a whole list that they posted on the Uncle Steve Facebook, and I want to go over that first before I get into what I was going to talk about today. I guess maybe I didn't explain myself good enough last week, was that it's not actually 3 different videos. It's just because of time constraints, I had this whole process made out, and I broke it up into 3 videos, all that tie in together. And so I understand the confusion. And there again, I understand the comments of, hey, you didn't talk about that, or why didn't you talk about this, or you should have said something about that. And that's fine. This is all an experiment. This is all a process that I'm trying to refine and make better. So I said, keep the comments coming, and by all means, feel free to get in touch with me on the Uncle Steve site, or text me, or send me an email if you got that information. And by all means, all the feedback has just been fantastic so far. So the comment I'm referring to was by Adam Stansel. And he had a whole list of things which were fantastic, most of which was the things I was going to talk about this week anyway. But since he put it in the comments, I'm going to give him credit. So Adam Stansel, this first part is because of you. And I actually made a list here of what he wrote down. And so we're going to start with that, okay? So there again, with the 3-part series of, defending your home, protecting your home, and preparing your home. So here's week 2, okay? So keep exterior well appointed, keep the shrubs trimmed, don't plant high growing shrubs close to the house, and remember that if you can crouch or lie down behind a bush, so can those with evil intent. Makes perfect sense, okay? So well appointed, keep your shrubs trimmed back, and there's lots of reasons for that, not just because someone could lie in wait for you to come in or go out of your home, but it also gives them a place to hide while they're attempting to break into your home. Anybody that's ever worked as a police officer, worked in a security business, home security systems, etc. Most criminals are fairly smart people. Some of them are pretty much idiots, but some are pretty smart. And finding a way into your home that your neighbors can't see is one of the most used tactics around. I've heard stories of people backing up a moving truck to the house, kicking in the front door, and just loading items on a moving truck. And nobody's the wiser until the people get home and all their stuff is missing, right? So there again, that's the kind of thing you can't stop. Somebody's that brazen, then the only thing you can do there is, make sure you stay friendly with your neighbors, and so that if they see a moving truck outside your house, they're going to ask questions. But keep your bushes trimmed back, okay? The next thing that Adam Stansel had listed is a little more detail involved. It's a little more work on your part, and there again, it makes a lot of sense. And it's going to depend on how much more work you want to put into the defense of your home. And it's to add reinforcement plates to door jambs. These should extend 12 inches, right, above and below where your locks plates are. And the screws should actually go through the door jamb itself into the door framing, okay? Now, I know that's kind of confusing to some people, Well, isn't the piece on the side of the door called door frame? That's the door frame, door jamb. The framing is what's done when the house is being built. Okay, they put in 2x4, around where the door is going to go. Most locks, deadbolt locks and regular door locks, the little jamb plates is there. The screws just go into that door jamb. Okay, they're only a couple inches long, and the door jamb itself is not made of the best wood. All right, so it doesn't take a whole lot to knock a door open. All right. Most places now online, Amazon, for example, even Lowe's, Home Depot, they offer those plates that will extend around your door lock. You run 3-4 inch screws through it, and it goes right into the actual, support of the house, basically that holds the door frame itself. Will it stop somebody from getting you home? Well, no, but it makes it damn harder for them to get in. Okay, so adding the plates, and like I said, make sure the screw's long enough to go through the little thin door jamb into the actual framing of the door, 3 to 4 inches or even longer. And like I said, it's not going to be easy, and it depends on how much more secure you want your doors to be. Okay, you can take on your windows and add dowel rods to the top part of the window. When you open your window, if you run a dowel rod diagonal across the top part of the windows can't open. Okay, so even if they manage to smash a window or jimmy the locks, like you've seen in the old movies or whatever, it keeps from opening the window. Also, if you've got older wooden windows, you can go in and drill a hole through the wood part, not the glass, the wood part, run screws through that'll hold the window shut. Okay? Exterior lighting. And there again, this is all part of Adam Stansel's comments. So, exterior lighting. If you've got floodlights on the outside of your house, put them on motion detectors. You can actually buy the motion detector add-ons if you don't have motion detector lights. They're about $20. They screw right in, and they work just fine. You can actually buy a whole new floodlight unit with a motion detector and have it installed. If you're not familiar with home electrics, I would not recommend attempting it yourself. But you can, have them installed with the motion detector. You can have lights put on that illuminate the outside of the house. And there again, they can be motion activated. Somebody starts walking up the sidewalk, coming through the yard, blam, all the exterior lighting comes on. Lights up the outside of the house. That way, if anybody is hiding behind the bushes, it lights up all the bushes. So if you're getting home late at night, bam, it lights up the whole front of the house or the whole back of the house. So you can see if someone is hiding out there. And if someone's walking through your yard up the sidewalk at 3 o'clock in the morning, bam, all the lights come on. Okay? Interior lights, put them on timers, right? Those analog timers are really inexpensive nowadays. Put them in a couple of different rooms and have them set to come on at different times, so it looks like someone's home when you're not at home, especially at night. Light comes on in the kitchen for 20 minutes and goes off, then the living room, then one of the bedrooms, and you can have them go on and off, during normal business hours that you would normally be home. So anyway, that was some of the things that he had to say, and there again, like I said, I got a lot of good comments and a lot of good questions, so I want to give him credit for that. I said, even though a lot of those things I was going to talk to you about this week anyway, since he made the comments, I want to give him credit. So thank you, Mr. Stansel, for your comments, and please keep them coming. And everybody else, please feel free to comment on anything. So let's move on. A couple other things. Everybody's on some sort of social media these days, right? Facebook and Twitter and Instagram and God who knows what else. Quit advertising your business on these social websites. Okay? I see it all the time. Next week, going on vacation, going to the mountains. Nobody, basically you're telling anybody who's following you on these social media sites when you're not going to be home. Okay? Now, I know what you're saying. Well, I know my friends on my Facebook, and nobody's trying to break into my house, blah, blah, blah. Oh, okay. So you have nobody that follows you on Twitter or Instagram or Facebook or any other social media outlets that you don't know personally. Okay? That you're not been long-term friends with, you're not family with, then you're one of the rare ones. Okay? But I see it all the time. I can't wait till next week going on vacation. Or you're posting, the whole family's at the hospital because such and such, fell down and scraped the knee or whatever. Stop doing that. Quit advertising when you're not home. Don't put up your work schedules. Don't let them know when you're going out of town. Stop posting pictures when you're on vacation. Wait till you get home. Okay? Get home, post your pictures. Hey, we had a great time at the beach. Oh, well, I didn't know you was at the beach. How long was you at the beach? Well, I was gone for a week. Nobody needs to know when you go out of town on social media. Now, of course, you notify, family members or your neighbors so somebody can collect the mail and newspapers, which brings me to the next thing. If you don't have somebody checking on your house when you're out of town, that's on you. You need to have somebody come by, collect your mail, take a look around the house, collect your newspapers, put everything inside. Then again, there's always somebody coming and going from your house. So anybody that actually is watching your house sees a car come up and leave. Once a day, twice a day, whatever. So no one knows that when you are or are not home. Okay? Alright, so, so there again. As much as we all enjoy social media, stop posting when you're not home. Okay? Alright, so, some of the things, like I said, exterior lighting, secure your windows, secure your doors. The one thing I hear a lot of is, and it's against the law, by the way, is booby traps. You cannot install booby traps in your house, right? That's against the law. You can't do that. Never mind that you may slip up and fall into one yourself or your kids or your dog or whatever. So you can't put in booby traps. For those of you that are non-weapon owners, firearm owners, don't run out and go buy one. I know some of you are going, what? Uncle Steve saying not to buy a gun? Hang on a second. In the last couple of weeks, I've been reading a lot of disturbing articles about accidental shootings. Okay? And I'm of the mindset, first off, there is no accidental shooting. You pulled the trigger, you meant to shoot something. Or you had no business messing with that firearm because you didn't know what you were doing. And you discharged that firearm and somebody got shot. Okay? Weapons are stupid. Bullets are stupid. The person behind the weapon pulling the trigger and discharging that firearm needs to be smarter than the weapon they're using. So if you're not going to be cautious and be a responsible firearm owner, don't buy one. Okay? There are plenty of non-lethal items to use in your defense if someone actually breaks into your home while you're there. Stun guns are a nice item to have. A good baseball bat. A damn good baseball bat goes a long way in defending yourself if somebody breaks into your house at 3 o'clock in the morning. Firearms are not. Especially for somebody who's not used to a firearm and someone who is not properly trained in how to use that firearm. What you're doing is you're supplying a firearm to a person that's in your house, meaning do you harm. Okay? A bullet has 100% accuracy, right? Now what I mean by that is no matter where you fire a firearm or how you fire a firearm, what direction you fire a firearm, a bullet's going to hit a target. It may not be what you wanted to hit. I didn't say the person had 100% accuracy. The damn bullet has 100% accuracy. It's going to hit something. So if you come out of your room at 3 o'clock in the morning trying to wipe the sleep out of your eyes and start firing a damn Magnum around the house, you're going to hit something. And it may not be what you want it to hit. Okay? And there again, you don't believe me, you can ask any police officer and they'll tell you the same thing. You're not trained to respond in that situation, and you're not practicing with that weapon, then it's a bad idea. Handguns, rifles have a tendency to do what's called over-penetration. And what that means is all houses, or interior houses, are built with just 2x4s and sheetrock. And a bullet from a handgun or a rifle, if you miss your target, will go through the wall into whatever room is behind that wall. Okay? It may go through the exterior wall of your home into your neighbor's house. It's called over-penetration. If, for some reason, you're not going to listen to what I'm telling you and you're going to go out and buy a weapon to protect your home, okay, then, one, you need to check your local laws and your local ordinances to make sure what the laws and the ordinances tell you as far as using extreme force in the protection of your home. And if you're not going to listen, I would stay away from a handgun and I'd stay away from a rifle. And because the one thing that you can use that everybody in the free world knows, and the simple sound of the weapon being loaded usually will scare them out of your house. Okay? So listen carefully and tell me if you can tell me what this is. Now, until you can tell me what that is, you don't need one. Okay? I'm sorry. I know you that in today's society, you want to protect yourself and you want to protect your home, you want to protect your kids. That what you just heard is my advice for the best home defense weapon if you need a weapon in your home. But if you don't know what it is, you don't need one. Get yourself a stun gun. Get yourself a baseball bat. Something like that you can protect yourself with, right? You don't know what that is, you don't need a weapon in your house. You're buying a weapon for somebody to use against you. Okay? So, this is episode 2, right? So, there again, last week we talked about, taking pictures of your equipment, put them on a hard drive, keeping all your files together. Go back and watch it if you don't remember. This week, exterior lighting, adding reinforcements to your doors, adding reinforcements to your windows, keeping your shrubs trimmed down. Last thing, peepholes, right? Peepholes or an exterior camera system. So you can see when somebody's outside your door without having to open it. And especially at nighttime. Somebody comes to your door 11 o'clock at night, you don't need to be opening that door. If you're not expecting somebody at your house 11 o'clock at night, don't open the door. Look through the peephole, look at the camera, and see who's out there before you open the door. Okay? Alright, so that's pretty much all it is this week. I said, and a lot of it's common sense stuff. And I know most of you already have some of these items in place. But, there again, I know it's pretty much common sense stuff. But this is stuff I think people should hear. And it might trip something in your head going, oh, wow, I need to do that. Right? So, next week we're going to talk about preparing your home, preparedness, right? Which is going to include bad weather preparation, storms and that kind of thing, survival stores that you should have in your home, and that kind of thing. Okay? Please leave comments. Like I said, you can go to the site, leave a comment at the bottom of the video. Anything else you think we should add, then by all means I'll bring it up next week. Okay? So Uncle Steve loves you and wants you to be happy. Have a good day.